And we are back. Thank you for those messages from our sponsors. So before we get into Dude What's Up, we probably should do a couple of disclaimers. So for anyone listening past this point, any swears, please don't hold against us.
I'm not going to swear.
No, maybe if we swear.
I'm not going to say one fucking swear, Carmen.
You're a liar. So this episode is all about alcohol, and we're going to get into that in a second. But, dude, what's up?
A lot. Just so much.
So much.
We watched 2 war movies the other day. That was fun.
We did. In one day, we watched 1917, banger, and Midway, banger. The remake, not
Which
the original.
one did you like more?
Oh, gosh.
You
I
can only
think
watch one.
Midway, because I'm a World War II guy, but World War I. So the thing with 1917 is they shot the whole movie with one.
Yeah.
One. It was a single shoot through, so they single shot. So they didn't like have these pauses in between where they would cut scenes. It was just the account of the guy who did the whole movie. So
cameraman.
Insane commitment to his craft.
Well, cameramen. I'm sure there's more than one cameraman, but they need a raise
for sure. Then
what else? So 1917 was good. I liked Midway. Midway had better actors, but I like 1917 more. I like new stuff.
Yeah.
I like there's dogs trying to scratch into the room right now. There's 3 dogs here right now. 3
we have a golden retriever.
Dogs.
We have a German Shepherd, and Hazel is
a Chow and golden retriever mix.
A Chow and golden retriever mix.
So
awesome.
If you hear any it's probably me. But if you hear any scratching at the door,
scratchings or barkings,
it's definitely the dogs. So just whatever.
I love
it. What else happened? We worked out today.
We did,
kind of. We played a lot of volleyball.
Yeah.
We don't have a net, but I talked to Jessica, and maybe we should get a net.
Look, if we got to invest, I'm in. You've convinced me.
Okay, well,
your hard work has paid off.
What else did we do this weekend?
I don't know.
I mean, they know you're not a doctor lawyer anymore.
No, yeah, I have my hours and my pay cut, so I'm no longer essential. My saving
How's your mac
lives.
and cheese?
My mac and cheese is great.
So we have a bowl of mac and cheese here with us because why not?
It's absorbing the alcohol.
Yeah, we're sobering up a little bit.
Not for long.
We have some shots and some no laws in this podcast today. Oh, I'm too close.
Yeah, you're just
told me I'm too close to the microphone. But no laws on the podcast today. We are drunk.
Bro, you never asked me, dude, what's up?
Dude drunk today. Carmen, hey. What's up?
Okay, so listen. Would you rather have... Can you hear those?
Yeah. Woof.
Okay, hold on. So
also, I forgot to mention, sorry, before I cut you off, I gave your wife my phone and said, do whatever you want.
That's the worst decision anyone could have ever made.
And she's also drunk.
Whole lives.
So
she's worse off than us.
I have my Apple Watch, so if I see any cool updates while we're recording, I'll sure mention them on air.
Incredible.
I'm sure it won't ruin my dating life at all.
Okay, would you rather be the best baseball player of all time and never win a ring, or every year you're playing, you win a ring, but you never step on the field?
The first one.
So be the best of all time, but never get a ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy decision.
But why?
Who cares? If I won the World Series, let's say I have a 20-year, even just a 10-year career.
Yeah.
I can have 10 World Series rings. And every time I say I have 10 World Series rings, somebody will say, well, you didn't even play. Okay. I could be the best player of all time. And if somebody says, well, you didn't win a World Series, I could be like, who cares?
Yeah.
I have
all-time
800 home runs. I have more hits than Pete Rose. And baseball is different. If you said basketball, that's different because, a basketball player has more of an impact on the game. But, baseball, if I was just a pitcher, say I'm a pitcher, right? I'm the best pitcher of all time.
Okay.
And I threw a no-hitter every game. But at the 9th inning, I got pulled out because my team couldn't hit. And then they scored a run. I'd be like, I've never given up a run in my life. You know what I mean?
You have a 0 ERA career. Incredible.
So that's an easy one.
Okay, that's a good one. I think I'm on the same page. I would rather be the best of all time.
Maybe we're selfish.
Well, maybe. But, I mean, think of players right now like Mike Trout, the best player of our generation.
I say he's what Ken Griffey Jr. would have been without injuries.
Yeah.
If Ken Griffey never would have got hurt, for sure, he would have had a home run.
Is Mike Trout a lefty?
Maybe.
I think he's a righty.
It doesn't matter.
No, he's a righty for sure, right?
Yeah, he's a righty, but I'm just talking about type of player, like overall good in the field,
Both
fast,
outfielders,
like,
yeah.
So, and they're both outfielders, yeah.
Love it. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So, real quick, everyone, for those of you who don't know, we did post a video on our Instagram. I would check it out because we have our friend Leia here, and she's going to talk a little bit about alcohol. She's our resident alcohol expert. Leia, why don't you say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey,
Dudes.
So, they would say I am an alcohol expert. That means I am not an alcoholic, but
No, not an alcoholic.
I just learned a lot about alcohol through my, I guess, years at college is when it kind of sprung up. It's one thing my degree got me, I guess. But yeah, so I love mixing recipes, and a lot of it's just from Google, so it's pretty easy to figure out. But it's fun stuff. So.
And you told us a little bit about a recipe for margaritas tonight.
Yes, my favorite margarita recipe is on the video that we posted. We drank 2 rounds of it, so we were feeling pretty good after that, and I think we're going to drink some more during this podcast,
so why don't
right?
we take a quick second and finish off? So we're about to do a shot.
Yes.
What are we taking a shot of right now?
So this is currently my favorite, liquor. So I'm not a big liquor person. I'm a beer and wine girl, occasionally like your White Claw, Bud Light Seltzer kind of thing. But I discovered this. It's peanut butter whiskey. It's called Screwball. And it is so good. It's kind of like the kind of Fireball craze that went on a couple years ago, where it doesn't taste like whiskey. It tastes like Fireball tastes like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch kind of thing. This just tastes like straight peanut butter. So we're going to do a little shot of it and...
Now, but I want you to be ready because the second we take this shot, I need you to tell me what you like better, Fireball or this peanut butter. And what's it called?
Screwball.
Screwball. Okay.
Screwball.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Cheers to Gabe.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I love it. I am not a shot person. I will do a shot of tequila if I am feeling pretty good, but that's the only thing. But this Screwball is just fantastic.
So, Gabe, how do you feel about that?
That drink just tastes like... So, we've been drinking all day. Excuse me, I'm coughing. And,
like the Pokemon? Coughing? Okay. Are you mad at me? No. This is 2 episodes in a row. I've made killer puns, and you're just like...
That's so, at one of my jobs, that's whenever somebody makes a joke, it doesn't matter if it's funny or not, I just go... It's I'm gonna make that a hashtag.
What did I say that was a really just a killer joke
last time?
Yeah,
you did it twice, and both times I went.
Yeah, but it was a great. I think it was probably the best joke. Okay, you know what? Go listen.
I made a good joke today. I don't know what it was though.
Go listen to. Yeah, it probably sucked because
you
sucked.
It was we were ranking things, and naps were in play of the people that won, and I said, "Wow, they're really the sleeper picks."
And I was like,
"No, you laughed."
No, I did laugh, but then I think I got back to you, and I was like, "Oh, I take it back."
Anyway, what'd you ask me? We've been drinking for at least 3 hours now.
Frick.
Get it together.
So I'm sorry, my White Claw
We're professional.
raspberry hard seltzer was stuck to my
Sponsor White Claw.
was stuck to the what's this called? What is a coaster?
A coaster. Anyways, and so we were playing a game called what's it called, Leia?
Red or black?
Your name is Leia. Sorry,
Leia.
I respond to either. It's fine.
I figured you've been through it a lot.
No,
Sorry.
Funny story. I, in my 3rd grade year of school, made my entire class call me Princess Leia.
I would have called you Princess Leia.
I insisted I would not respond if you did not call me Princess Leia. So technically it's Leia, but I respond to Leia because of that. But it needs to be preceded by Princess if you're going to say Leia.
So speaking of Princess Leia, just real quick, you're getting married this year.
I am. Hopefully, as long as coronavirus allows it.
You will. If I have to officiate the wedding here in Florida, I will do it. But so okay, I want to back this up. I want to backtrack this. You have Fireball and Screwball on the table. What do you go to?
Screwball 100%.
Okay, why?
Well, no. Let me say, if I'm going to do oh, God forbid I do 5 shots in one night, I would be on the floor. But just for ratio, stance, I would probably choose 3 of them be Screwball. But when I do Fireball, I like to mix it with rum chata.
And what is that called? It's a
cinnamon toast crunch shot. If you're at a
Yes.
bar, order a cinnamon toast crunch shot. It's rum chata and Fireball.
And it's
So I have a funny story about that. Like I was at a bar once, and
we all have funny stories.
no, it's not that funny, but I ordered a cinnamon toast crunch shot because they're delicious, and it's like drinking cereal milk. It's great, and so I ordered one, and they're shots, right? So you get it in a shot glass. The guy gave me a beer pint of cinnamon toast crunch shot.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead. This is a ghost.
Wait. Hold on. A pint is at least you can't see this in this podcast right now, but a pint is like yay to my hands, right?
It's 16 ounces a pint.
Which is a pound of a pound, right? No, 12 ounces is a pound.
12 ounces.
You have a pound and
4
4
ounces
of cinnamon toast crunch liqueur in your glass.
Yes. And he gave me the whole thing, and I drank half of it. So I couldn't
my
finish it
gosh.
all. However, the person I was with at the time, are you going to eat mac and cheese during
I'm going to
my
eat mac
story?
and cheese. I'll tell you what. You guys just take this for a second.
Well, give us your gold mic then.
Okay, here you go.
No,
Wow. If this is what superstardom feels like, I have
Wow,
the gold
Gabe, your
mic
voice
right now.
sounds so incredible with the gold mic.
Anyway, so the person I was with at the time, I was with a young lady, and she was way more good with the alcohol than I was. And so she was able to eat my last half and hers and drive
That's
us back home.
incredible.
She drove us back home. She drove.
After that,
And I challenged her to a foot race. that really happened.
I have to say I've done a couple cinnamon toast crunch shots, and after those I feel a little woof. But after the Screwball, you just feel you feel a little warmth for 5 seconds, and then you're just oh, I just did a shot, and that was wonderful.
So
There's not that afterburn of oh, I just did a shot. This is oh, I did a shot. You know?
And I love tequila. Tequila is my favorite drink. But the first time I had Screwball was actually Leia and her fiance, who will remain unnamed for FBI purposes. I don't
He's
know.
not wanted.
He's not wanted. All right.
Disclaimer: he's not wanted by the FBI.
Oh gosh. Okay.
He'll probably appear later.
So we were at a wedding at an unnamed venue, but this venue it was a cash bar, and we all decided we were gonna sneak alcohol into this cash bar, but outside. So we were in this parking lot, just
Having
in
a
a
little
cooler,
tailgate party.
having a little tailgate party, and that's the first time I had Screwball. But we were drinking out of a flask, right? And that was a fun time. That was a good night.
Wonderful time.
I enjoyed it.
I can never say I've tailgated a wedding until that day, and it was wonderful.
And let's just say this was a classy establishment, so we were.
Yeah, this wasn't Joe Schmo.
It wasn't
whatever.
a Motel 6
Also,
wedding.
I could have partaken in that, but I was too busy trying to. I was oh no, I want to experience what it's like to go to one of these fancy smancy weddings. So I spent $50 on drinks for me and my +1, like an idiot.
No, but you were for sure a very handsome, classy man.
I was drunk.
During all,
I mean,
I was intoxicated.
I was not. I wasn't drunk. It takes a lot for me to get drunk. I'm too heavy. You're bigger than me.
I'm 30 pounds plus than you.
20. Roughly.
It doesn't matter. But you're so much. You've more muscle in there. And does muscle
I have
get
to
drunk? Okay. Well, Gabe's leaving. He's gonna go pee. And so I don't know if you heard that slam. Clearly, this is a hack job in the middle of our house, but hopefully you guys will tune in and listen again to this. So while it's just the two of us, Leah, why don't you walk us through? I want to know, one, what is your favorite alcohol of all time? Okay. And number two, I want to know about a story of the drunkest that you ever were. I want you to tell me those two things. Let's start with the best alcohol of your favorite alcohol.
Okay, so here's a couple things. So first off, my favorite alcohol, just to mix, my favorite liquor to mix in anything is probably vodka. Vodka's just so versatile.
Oh, it's so versatile.
One of my favorite things to do, and one of my just kind of go-to options is Chick-fil-A lemonade with vodka. So sometimes
that sounds
it's
incredible.
amazing. I actually bought some today,
But you can't do it on Sundays unless you bought it the night before.
Well, and that's the thing with lemonade; you can buy it the night before. So in college, what we would do is we had a Chick-fil-A and our student union to get food. So when we were living on campus, we would go get Chick-fil-A for dinner before we were gonna go out for the night. I'd go get some lemonade. I'd get lemonade without ice. That's the key, without ice, because then you can add it later.
So pro tip, no ice.
No ice if you're going to mix it with alcohol.
Incredible.
So,
do you use ice later?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
your own ice.
And you're just going to get more lemonade if you forgo the ice.
That's genius.
So, so then just adding some vodka to the Chick-fil-A lemonade is fantastic.
Does vodka? I know orange juice and vodka. That's a screwdriver.
A screwdriver. Mm-hmm.
Does vodka and lemonade have a name, or is it just a vodka lemonade?
It might. I don't know. I just have always kind of redneck made it for my house.
So if you're listening to this and it has a name and you fact checked us, please message us if vodka lemonade has a name other than vodka lemonade.
We can come up with a cool name if we need
the
to.
Leia. Give me a Leia.
Leia. And then just vodka. You do vodka cranberry. You can do another fun thing to do is add vodka to your White Claw or your Bud Light Seltzer, any sort of drink like that. I remember we did that with the Corona Refrescas. We added rum to the Corona Refrescas,
and
just
it was incredible. You are a magician. It was amazing.
Yeah, so that's my favorite thing is just to add vodka to anything. If not vodka, then rum is pretty a versatile thing. But probably one of my favorite drunken stories actually comes from college. And fun fact, so I entered into college. I wanted to major in physical therapy. I was going to go to medical school and everything like that. And I went into my second year of college, and I was in all my medical classes. I took chemistry, anatomy, and physiology, all those awesome
chemistry.
Stuff. So this chemistry comes into this. So I failed chemistry my fall semester of my fall semester of sophomore year of college, and I went to a pretty big party school into Ole Miss. So I just was not into not going out on a Thursday or Friday to stay in to study. I was that's not my style. So as a joke, my friends got me some test tube shot glasses as a Christmas gift.
Awesome.
Yes. So I then so the rule was when you took a shot out of the test tube shot glasses, you had to wear my old chemistry goggles.
Incredible.
So one night it was.
What about? Was there a lab coat involved too?
No,
I hope there was.
I wasn't in that. Cool, because this is chemistry 101. This was intro. I just no. This was no lab coats required chemistry. That would have been fun though. So anyway, so we had the goggles. If you took a shot, you had to wear the goggles. And there was this one night, and it was right after we discovered tequila. If you kind of sense where I'm going with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And I discovered, oh my gosh, tequila shots are so easy. You just have to do a little salt, a little lime, take the shot, you're good. And we just drank an entire handle of tequila that night between me, my 3 best girlfriends, and our 3 best guy friends. So there was
so 5 people?
7 of us.
7. Okay,
7 of
my math
us.
does not check out apparently.
And we were in our dorm rooms. We were just drinking, and we call this night the goggles night because of the chemistry goggles. And we found out that every night we brought out the test tubes and the goggles, we just got belligerently drunk. No one really remembered the night. Again, this was college, guys. So, I'm an adult now. I'm not doing this anymore. But back in college, you just didn't remember the night or anything. I personally did not make it out of the dorm room. I drank too much and did not make it out to the bars. But my other friends did. They ended up in a underground, I want to say it's a glorified Chili's.
So Applebee's?
No.
How dare you? Chili's is way better. I'm back, everybody. I peed, I washed my hands, no coronas. But
did you take a test?
Chili's is... Shut up. Chili's is way better than Applebee's.
Okay.
Nothing against Chili's, but you're not going to go there at 9, 10 p.m. on a Friday night to drink with your college friends. And they ended up there. I don't really know what happened because I wasn't there. But we found out that whenever we brought out the test tubes and the goggles, we just had one crazy night. So I would say any goggles night was a crazy night. And one of my friends still has the goggles, and I hope she brings some to the wedding.
I hope so, too, because I'm ready to drink and celebrate you guys and have a party.
Yes, it will be one hell of a party, that's for sure.
So, Gabe, just to catch you up, and I'm about to tell my story, but the question was... tell one of your craziest drunken stories.
Okay, go.
So
you're going next?
I'll go next. So this is a story. So no judgment.
All about how?
Yes.
My life got twisted. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember my band Gallery 81 and I were playing at
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Oh no, we're sponsoring this podcast. we were playing a show at the Cubby Bear in Chicago, downtown Chicago, right across from Wrigley
I've been
Field.
there before.
Have you been to the Cubby Bear?
Yeah, my friend had a bachelorette party in Chicago, so we went and had a beer there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a wonder. Did you guys go upstairs?
No, it was like really empty.
Okay, so and I don't want.
It's probably not empty during your shows.
No,
I'm
no,
sure,
no.
but
I was gonna say,
I've been there.
I don't mean to brag, but Gallery 81, we packed the place. We played
Sold
the Cubby
out.
Bear probably 4 or 5 times, and we love it. It's an awesome venue. But we were doing a show, and I don't drink before I play because the more I drink, the louder I get, and the louder I get, the more strain on my vocal cords, right? So and number one thing to me is how I sound during a show. So I played a show, and literally we played our last note. I unplugged my guitar, and I had like 7 of my friends come up to me and go, "What are you drinking?" And to every single one of them, I gave the same answer. It's whatever you're drinking. So,
Okay.
And
So
none
you
of-
mixed 7 drinks, is what you say.
So I think I ended up with like three shots of different tequila, 2 shots of rum, a shot of whiskey, and something else or something, whatever. I mixed everything, but once you get to that point of like 3 shots of tequila, you're invincible, right? Nothing matters. So I was like, I think I had my 3 shots of tequila first, and I was like, yeah, bring me anything. I had like 4 or 5 like Angry Orchards after that, and I got too intoxicated. And my friend Sarah, who came with my other friend Lita, they saw, okay, they knew. They were like, okay, Carmen has drank too much.
Carmen's had 18 shots
Carmen
of
has
tequila.
had too many shots. And my friend Katie and my friend Lizzie were like, oh, wait, crap, Carmen's had too much to drink. And we all 5 of us, we go out to get tacos underneath the brown line and red line of the Chicago CTA, CTA. And we get tacos, and I'm like, guys, look, I can't drive my car home. This is bad news bears. I can't do it.
Safe of you.
Yeah. So Sarah and Lita drive my car back to my house. Okay. But my friend Katie and Lizzie,
You have a lot of girlfriends.
I do. But some of them I used to work with, some of them went to high school with. They're incredible people. I love them. They're amazing. But Katie and Lizzie drove me home.
Okay.
And in this, like, on the highway on 55, driving back from Chicago to the suburbs, I'm like, guys, I don't feel so good. So before they
Did
could
you throw
pull-
up?
I puked.
Like
so
in their car?
No.
Oh, that's
Opened the
good.
window, puked while driving 60 plus miles per hour on the highway on 55, downtown Chicago. Puke out the window. Don't get a single thing on their car. Their car, immaculate.
you.
It's incredible. But my head was like 4 feet out there. I was like reaching, and
Like a dog
I
in a
probably
car.
projectiled, but it was so bad.
I had a instance like that once. Not me. The same girl that drank the half of my Cinnamon Toast Crunch shot and the other half of and her entire Cinnamon Toast Crunch shot. She came in. Where are you going? Carmen went to go pee.
This is what happens when you drink during a podcast. We take pee breaks.
So we were at I used to get paid to go to conventions, like comic conventions, and she came with me, and we were very drunk, like crazy drunk. I was good. It takes a lot for me to get drunk. I'm a heavy dude, and so we got an Uber, and we're heading back to our Airbnb, and all of a sudden she just head out the window, and she had a full pint and a half of Cinnamon Toast Crunch shot. So this was
Yeah,
not.
I probably would have.
So like I
puked
knew
out
for a
the
fact that
window.
she can like hold her liquor, you know.
Yeah.
But so this night, I don't know what it was, but she was like just wasn't feeling it, and like just all of a sudden we're in this Uber, and she goes out the window. I don't hear a thing. Like I hear
Just
nothing.
silent puke.
Just silent, and I didn't even know she threw up until the next day.
Wow.
And so
That's impressive.
right?
Wow.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
Give her a medal.
I'm like a dinosaur when I feel like,
I'm the last time I got drunk, because today I'm like tipsy, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Like I shouldn't drive, but I could drive.
probably just shut in.
Yeah, we don't condone drinking and driving.
None
But
of us will be driving.
The
today.
last time I got drunk, I was at a friend's house in, somewhere in Florida. We're from Florida, hello. And I was staying with a friend's sister, and he was also there. And that was a quick pee. He came back with a bottle of
You should have gotten
Bacardi.
tequila. Go get tequila. Let's do some tequila shots.
Okay, he brought tequila. So
and the salt, too.
He's coming back. And anyway, so just the loud vomiting, I was just in their bathroom and I was throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was being, so I courtesy flushed. So what I do is I turn the faucet on.
Yeah.
and I flush as I'm throwing up.
Yep.
So like people just hear water. So like I'm tricking them into thinking like, oh, he's not throwing up. He's just washing his hands for 2 hours.
Really clean. I mean, people appreciate that nowadays with coronavirus. You know?
So exactly.
You were just ahead of the game.
So one of their roommates comes out, the one closest to the bathroom, and is like, "What are you doing out here?" To the roommate, and he was like, "What do you mean? Like I've been here for like 2 hours." And she's like, "I thought you were throwing up in the bathroom." And they were like, "Oh no, that's Gabe." And she was like, "Who's Gabe?" You didn't know who I was.
Gosh.
But like my first time ever getting drunk, I was 22-ish, and I went to it was a bachelor party that I didn't want to be in. You know how you're like just the fifth best friend,
like a pity groomsman.
Yeah, you're just
Not
like
pity,
my.
but like
you're just like the girl has too many
yeah.
friends, so I need another guy.
I had that opposite problem with my
Always the
wedding party.
Always the groomsman, never the groom.
My fiance has too many friends, and I do not.
And so I was in this wedding I didn't want to be in, and my best friend was also in this wedding, and so their party was the bachelor party was it was like a Chili's, and his dad was there and his grandfather was there.
Oh my gosh!
Right, and so my friend and I had a few drinks there. And then we went to just a house party that was happening that same day that of a friend of somebody who he knew. And then there, I remember two or three things. I remember I danced Cotton Eye Joe, which is my jam. I remember he said, "Dude, try this drink. You have to try this." And it was like a half a glass left, like a half of a red Solo cup. And he gave it to me, and I just drank the whole thing. And he was just like, "Okay, cool." And then I remember they were looking for me. They said they were looking for me for like 45 minutes, and I was out. You know those AC units that are outside the houses? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? I was asleep on top of the AC unit.
Was it cool? Was it warm? Like, what was the temperature on the AC unit? That's what I'm curious about.
I wish I could tell you. I remember waking up to somebody giggling, like, I found him, like, out loud. And then I stayed with them and his, like, wife of, like, 2 months, who likes me and still likes me. And then as soon as, you know how, like, you change planes and, like, you get lightheaded? I just plopped on the couch and just immediately just on their couch. So, yeah, his wife wasn't too thrilled with me.
So I'm back.
And with tequila.
I brought tequila. So I was able to. So we have very thin walls in this house. I was able to hear your entire story while I was speaking. And I thought, what does this story need? But tequila. And I walked into the room actually with Bacardi, and Leia was like, "Why? Just get the tequila."
I don't like.
Look, I understand, whatever. But I brought back the tequila, and she said, "Get the salt." So, Leia, while you're here, because we need substance for this podcast, right?
Yes.
Why don't you walk us through the perfect tequila shot and how to do the salt and the tequila at the same time?
So there's a couple variations. Personally, I am a lick the hand, sprinkle the salt on the hand. So you can do salt, tequila, then a lime chaser. We do not have a lime chaser because we don't have limes. Or you can do salt, lime, tequila, or lime, tequila, salt. I personally, right now all we have is salt, but I am a salt, tequila, and then squeeze the lime and like bite it in your mouth after you're done with the shot kind of girl. That's my personal preference. It's all about what you're feeling.
Yes. So obviously interchangeable for whatever they need.
Yes, but my personal preference is salt, tequila, lime.
Okay, well let's take a second and get us all set up. Let's do the salt, then the tequila. Okay, so you lick the hand.
Like the space of your skin between your index finger and your thumb. You just like lick it and like sprinkle a little salt so that the salt at least like sticks to it.
Okay.
That's why you lick it.
Okay, all right. So Leia just did it, and Gabe's about to do it right now. And you're so handsome, Gabe. Sometimes I forget.
And your regular table salt's good. Like, it doesn't need to be anything fancy.
Okay, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Too much salt. Too much salt? Is there such thing as too much salt?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right, you
right.
count us down, Leah. You count us down.
okay.
Everyone got their salt and their tequila. So salt then tequila.
Tequila, yes. And then if
Okay.
you have a lime, like you cut it up like as if you had like a lime wedge.
Okay.
And, like, just bite the lime after. But
All right, let's do this. You count
right.
us down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers.
That is potent.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
How would you rather die? For both of you.
Okay.
This is the new segment I'm calling "Damn Dude, You Dead."
Damn, dude, you know what? I want you to know we're gonna shake on this. That's an official segment.
Okay.
Damn, dude, you dead.
Damn dude, you dead. Where I'm gonna ask you, how would you rather die? Everyone can answer.
All right, and Leah, you are a guest on this show, so I expect an answer. We're gonna need a real bona fide answer from this.
So, would you rather get crushed and choked to death by a snake?
I was about to sip some White Claw, and I had to stop because I almost just spit it up everywhere.
Or attacked by a wasp?
Okay.
Like a colony of wasps.
I'm sorry. I was expecting some sort of tequila to be involved in this since we just did a tequila shot, like death by snake or death by tequila. So this just threw me off guard.
That's just too easy. I
Okay.
need something that requires some thought.
Okay, so just to recap, it's death by choked by a snake.
You're crushed, like your bones are being. So it's not just like you're choked and that's it. You're done, like 30 seconds. It's your bones are getting crushed, and then it's just working a slithery little snake.
And you're sentient through all of this. Like you're understanding.
You're
You're able
understanding.
to see
Like leg, arm,
rib
rib,
cage.
neck.
Okay. by a snake. Okay.
By snake.
Or
just a colony of wasps attack you and just sting you to death.
okay. So fun fact. I, as a child, living in the Chicagoland area, I lived in a house where a wasp, the size of probably maybe my thumb, maybe bigger, stung me in the ear, and I have like a lobe that's a little bit smaller. I've got like a weird lobe. Okay, it stung me in the ear, and I have one smaller lobe than the other. So I hate wasps. I love honey. I'm all for. I love the bees. Support the
Good.
bees.
Wasps have nothing to do with honey. So.
Right. So I support the bees. I support the wasps. I support the honey. But the wasps and the hornets, screw them. I hate them. Fuck them. They're bitches. Okay. So by the way, we're swearing. Disclaimer again. If you're offended, I'm sorry. We're intoxicated. So, if you don't produce honey, I hate you. So I think I'm taking the snake. Because
but at the same time, do you want to be like crushed for like a solid 30 minutes where your life is just like slowly crumbling before your eyes?
But imagine being stung tens of thousands of times.
I have a fear of like things that fly, like birds, like butterfly. Like at the Flower and Garden Festival, they have the butterfly house. I will not come within 6 feet of that. That is my like social distancing from the butterfly house. I won't come within 6 feet of it.
I'm also like super terrified of birds. It's like my weird like.
They are
my weird
descendants
thing.
of dinosaurs.
They are. We did an episode about it.
Check out our Dino Rumble shameless plug. It was like 2 episodes ago.
So birds, butterflies freak me out. Lizards are also a thing, but that's just a whole other story.
I think they're also related to dinosaurs.
But I love dinosaurs. I thought about being a paleontologist back in the day.
Me too.
Like I had like dinosaur dictionaries like when I was like 13.
Fun fact: my parents bought me we grew up in Central Florida, and we used to go to Disney World a lot, and they bought me a dinosaur like kit, from Animal Kingdom, and they had little dinosaur eggs, and they had little dinosaur eggs, and for some reason, just being a stupid kid, I put the dinosaur egg in my ear and took it out, and I put the dinosaur egg in my ear and I took it out, just because why not?
So speaking of dinosaur eggs, did you ever have the oatmeal that was like dinosaur eggs?
Yeah.
And it would melt and then it would actually turn into a dinosaur? Like the egg would hatch.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm telling a story.
Okay, sorry. I honestly couldn't remember if it was you telling the story or Leah.
So, a long story short, like, you know how like sometimes you have to tell your
Wait,
parents.
you're not telling a story. It's just a would you rather.
No, this is the story.
Is it a story?
The story in the middle of the would you.
Yeah, you haven't. Well, I mean, you kind of answered like you don't like
Okay,
wasps.
my bad.
But anyways, she brought up dinosaur eggs or dinosaurs, and so I basically was just putting this little toy dinosaur ear in my ear over and over again. And then you ever like explain something to, you're married too, so like you might understand this, but like just have to explain what happened to a parent or a wife, and as you're telling them, like realize how stupid it is. You know what I mean?
That's probably an everyday thing for me. But also I have a dog, and his name is General Grievous. For those of you who don't know, I do something dumb with General Grievous like probably once a week, and it's not necessarily a dumb thing, but like I will try to sit him in a specific spot and take pictures of him. Like the other day, I was laying in the street on the middle, like it's a major street, but no one's around because the quarantine. Gabe just did the major street thing. If you haven't seen, if you haven't seen How I Met Your Mother, but I literally, I think I sat Grievous down in the middle of a major crossroad intersection. It was just a beautiful, it was an incredible scene. And I showed the pictures to Jess, and she's like, "Where were these pictures?" I was like, "Well, it's in the intersection of so and so and so and so." And she's like, "Okay, this angle looks as though you were laying on the floor, like on the ground in the middle of the street." And I go, "Well, yeah, I'm committed to the angle." And she did not let me live it down. She still, for about 6 or so days now, has been yelling at me nonstop because
You got to do it for the gram, though.
Oh, it's
sometimes.
for the gram,
do
for
it
sure.
for the gram. I'm a full believer of do it for the gram.
Sounds like you're an artist, is what it sounds like. Anyway, so the gist of that story is that I got an egg stuck in my ear, like I couldn't get it out, and then I had to go to my mother and say, "I have a dinosaur egg stuck in my ear," and she was like, "What? What?" And so I was like, "Yeah, I was putting it in my ear, and I was taking it out, and I was putting it in my ear, and I was taking it out, you know, fun." And she was just like, "Okay." And so, you know, like the end of the vacuum that like is like a tube that sucks. Yeah, we put that against my ear and sucked it out. So
Wow.
yeah, nothing nothing traumatic. Anyways, wasp or snake?
So back to my little point here. I have a fear of things that fly, but I would choose wasp over snake because I'm a firm believer in a quick death. Just let me go. I don't need to like be strangled.
But do you think that the wasps are quicker than the snake?
I feel like they would just like sting me into like a shock.
Okay, that's fair. As opposed to being
crushed.
crushed.
I'm being like stung. Whereas like crushed, it's like, oh, they're slowly gonna like go around my leg and slowly go around like everything else. Like I'm just like, no, get it done with.
So the thing that really freaks me out, and so you can ask Gabe this, I won't even mow the lawn along the side of the house unless all of the weeds have been, like we have a neighbor that has a vine sort of like growth, like a shrub.
Yeah.
And it's along this fence line, and wasps will make their nest in this shrub line. I won't even, if there's a wasp out flying around, I won't even mow the lawn along that side. And Jess will be like, "I don't care, I'm immune to wasps," and I'm like, "I am too."
Well,
but
Jess grew up in like farm county, and I grew up in Florida, like Central Florida, like the countryside of Florida, and so like alligators don't scare me, snakes don't scare me. Like I remember the story of me. I went to the Springs.
What is the Springs?
There's like not Saratoga, but Wekiva, Blue Springs.
Oh, like real springs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I also dated a girl who bred snakes.
No, I'm out.
Like
done.
In her room.
Deal
like,
breaker. You asked me last episode what a deal breaker is.
If your kids wanted snakes, would you let them have snakes?
No, get them
What
a
if they're,
dog.
like, super into snakes, like.
Okay, I would want a 10-point essay on the benefits of snakes. I want to know the economic impact. I want to know the.
And what if they presented that to you?
Economic impact of snakes.
Yeah, I would want to know. Okay, I want to know the Excuse me. I want to know if they're bringing snakes to this house. I want to know what they're doing to make money. Okay, but if they start breeding snakes, I better see at least $100 a week in profit. And I'm not talking gross margin. I'm talking profit.
I would never let my kids have snakes. I would say, nope, we're good.
But here's the thing: if they were able to bring a proposal to me, and they said, "Dad, I can make $100 a week in snakes," I'd say, "Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm giving you $0 to invest in this. You got to do it yourself."
That might be illegal though. Like.
Breeding
money
snakes.
off of snakes, like $100 a week in snakes. That's a lot.
You can breed snakes. You just need a license. Like you just need like a certain certificate. Anyways, the point is, I was sitting at the Springs and I was with my little godson. He's 7, and 7 now. Back then he was like 5. And a snake. Somebody told us like, "Hey, just be careful of the snake around here" earlier. And I was like, "Okay, whatever." Like snakes don't bother me at all. So a snake then like just kind of slithered in between me and my godson. And I, like a freaking ninja, just grabbed it and just threw it into the water.
That's the most incredible, most brave thing I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you.
If I saw a snake, I'm running.
Yeah, like,
Screaming.
I don't know, just like fight or flight, man.
I'm flight.
Also, I guess I'll answer too. I think I'd rather be choked by the snake. Because that's a hero's death, you know? Like, what a story.
But here's the thing, though. If you're choked by a snake or stung to death by wasps, I just want you to clearly say this: neither of those are hero's deaths. You know what's a hero's death? Stabbing a terrorist before they crash a plane. Okay, like you stabbed him.
Okay, but what is like cooler? Like, okay, so your wife dies, God forbid. What's the coolest story? Stung to death by wasp or battle a snake for 30 minutes?
If she dies?
Yeah.
But you're not battling it.
Yeah,
It
you're
is
not
literally
battling.
squeezing
You're not
it
just
back.
sitting there letting it happen. You're gonna be like,
You're struggling. You're
Yeah,
flailing.
you're
You know that
struggling.
move in Pokemon that Magikarp has? It's called flail. That's what I imagine you're doing against this 30-foot anaconda.
But like snakes also like just wrap around you, so like you would not be able to fight back.
But also, snakes are so slow. What was I doing that allowed me to get that
But they're
close to a
strong.
snake?
Look up snake attacks on YouTube. Like you'll see they're strong and they'll just like go around you and like you don't have a choice but then just like, all right, this is my fate. I would just rather have the wasp like all of a
This is
sudden
my
just like
fate.
come into me and it's like, all right, here we go. Whatever.
But that's what I don't understand. What am I doing that a snake just comes to me?
That's true. That's fair.
Like, have I
Meth.
That's messed up.
I mean, you might be in like Costa Rica or something, just like walking in like a forest.
Right, but here's the thing. Okay, so living in Central Florida, alligators can run up to like 30 miles per hour on land, right? When they really want to
Yeah.
attack. Can a snake slither 30 miles per hour? No, it can't. It can't go that fast. So what are you have to fall asleep in the middle of the snake's territory to be attacked.
I feel like you could find some good snake attack stories where people are like, snakes can move. I think, right?
oh, man, like, just okay. But what do you think is like?
Like, what are you gonna do to be attacked by like a thing of wasps?
We're just reading a book.
No, but like
You're
one
reading
comes
Rich Dad,
along
Poor
and you're
Dad.
Like, oh, there's a wasp. I'm gonna
No.
go inside.
Maybe you have a super soaker and you just shoot the water gun at the snakes and you're like, oh look, I just shot their hive and it just falls.
But
Now
why
you're-
would you do that? Like, if you see one wasp, you're like, oh, like bye, I'm out, and then you like.
That's-
I just go, and then I have my fiance take care of it.
This is my favorite segment.
So I think it's a man instinct. Like if you see a wasp, okay. So have any of you ever seen a wasp nest and just decided I'm gonna mess with it? Like
No.
I remember. Okay, hold on. As a kid, I remember right next to the driveway. Okay, like I couldn't get into my car without going to underneath this tree. We had a tree. There was a wasp nest, and honestly, it was yay big. It was huge. It was massive, and we all. Excuse me. I got the alcohol burps. Like 6 or 7 of us, neighborhood kids, were like, we're gonna throw rocks at it and see what happens.
Dumb.
It was dumb. In retrospect, dumb. Okay, I get it. But we all threw rocks at it, took our turns. And I remember it took our turn. No, we didn't throw it at once. We needed to see who actually hit the wasp nest.
That's fair.
For bragging rights.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Who's the alpha?
Who's the alpha? So I remember I was, and this is, I can't make this up. I was the guy who actually hit
Weird
the
flex.
wasp. Weird flex. I hit the wasp nest, but the whole thing fell. It wasn't like a part of it fell. The whole thing fell. We sprinted away. But like, here's the thing. I didn't get stung. And I was right next to that wasp nest. What do you have to do to be in a situation where you're getting stung to death by wasps?
It doesn't matter how you got in the situation. It just it's
that
like,
you're in it,
if
yeah.
you're in the situation. It happened. Like, what do you do?
You're in a situation where you
rather?
have to choose gun to your head. Yeah, he's not gonna shoot you, but you have to choose stung to death by wasp.
I still stand by my stung to death.
I don't know. I think I'd rather wrestle a snake. That just sounds more like how did Gabe die?
But are you really wrestling it if it's gonna like if it wins? Then do you want to like lose
Going
to
into
a
this
snake?
scenario, knowing I'm going to die, I'd rather have on my tombstone wrestled a snake than
Stung to death.
stung by wasp.
Well, here's the thing too. Like you can point to Gabe. Okay, you can wrestle a snake. Okay, right? I think we can all agree on
You
that.
can flail at Wasp.
Yeah. You don't. There's no graceful way.
You just flail like.
Like there's no way where you look like a hero batting off wasps. Like
I guess I'm not concerned with the hero.
just the fact that
Quote,
you're dying.
hero quality.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'm dying out of the
Okay.
way.
Like-
Let me just get it over with. Get stung to death.
Okay, all right,
And
that's fair.
Here we go.
All right. So, on changing the topics back to the alcohol.
If you have any ideas for "Damn Dude, You Dead," just send them into the Instagram or email.
yeah.
I think that's my favorite segment. So.
So okay, Leah, this is back to you. So we talked about your drunk story. We
Yes.
talked about your favorite kind of alcohol. I want you to tell me on a scale. You're at a party, okay? What's the first mixed drink that you order for yourself?
So, if I'm at a party with okay, this is gonna sound okay.
This is
If
a
I'm
judgment-free
If
zone.
I'm at a party, just alcohol on the the countertops, I'm gonna mix something myself. Vodka and probably cranberry. Vodka cranberry.
Okay, ma'am, we're all out of cranberry and vodka. What else can I get for you?
Let me think here. Probably a rum and Coke. Captain and Coke is one of my go-tos.
we have no Coke and we have no rum. What else can I get for you?
What bar is this?
What kind of party is this where there's no vodka, no rum?
No vodka, no cranberry, no
beer,
rum, no Coke.
What? No. But if I'm at a party with say if someone hired a bartender or something.
Right.
I'm a big mojito kind of girl.
Okay.
But I don't order them a lot so this is my rule with mojito. So one time I was out and it was one of my friends whose dad works in the alcohol business and he said, Leah, mojitos are something you don't want to order because a bartender hates making mojitos.
Why?
Because you have to muddle the mint. It's just a lot of work. I mean, it is what it is. So here's my rule of thumb. I love mojitos. If there's a mojito menu or a mojito on the menu, or I've been to bars where there's a specific mojito menu, they have different flavors and everything. If you have a whole menu for them, I'm gonna order them. One of my favorite bars at home has a whole mojito menu, and I get
What's
a
the name of
fishbowl.
What's the name of the bar?
I don't know. It's,
Okay.
I don't know the name. It's
Not helpful.
It's in Newport Beach in California, and it's right by the pier, and it has a bunch of bicycles.
Okay, so I want you to know that describes every pier in all of California.
No, it's in Newport. It's at the Newport Pier, and it's something with bicycles. I'll look it up.
We're going to look this up. No, we're going to look this up right now.
No, I got it. I'll look at my maps. So, anyways, a mojito is my favorite thing to order, but I don't want to be a hassle and order it all the time. So I only order it if it's on a menu or if we're at a mojito bar. I'm looking it up right now.
I think I remember there was an episode, not an episode, excuse me. There was a commercial where they had all of them were just drinking mojitos.
Okay.
Do you remember the commercial I'm talking about at all?
I need more information.
I think
They were drinking mojitos.
all I remember was that they were drinking mojitos in this commercial.
I wish I could help you.
I can't remember if it was a mojito. Do they sell mojito mix? Is that something they sell?
I don't think so. That
No?
doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
But I used to work behind a bar, and if you order mojitos, it was nobody got mad at you because it's something you can order, but it's very much just an inconvenience. My go-to drink is, I don't know if you ever heard of Di Serono.
On the rocks.
I mean, sure. No, but I
That
mix
was
it with
another
Coke.
commercial.
If you mix it with Coke, it tastes just like a cherry Coke.
I love cherry Coke.
And it's so good. It's just so good.
Okay. So I have another question for you.
Snakes.
Oh, gosh, you're so wise beyond your years. So, okay. You're on death row.
Okay.
Okay. Last drink on earth. Are you doing a shot?
I'm getting a mudslide.
A mudslide.
Yeah, I freaking love mudslides.
What's
A mudslide is it's like a rum milkshake, right? That's the best way to explain it? Yeah. It's like a rum milkshake. It was the first drink I ever had, and it's delicious. It's barely alcoholic. It's great.
Okay, so for me, I think I'm gonna do probably a margarita or wait, have you guys eaten it at the place Cheesecake Factory, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so the first drink I ever had legally as an adult, a 21-year-old, was a Georgia peach, which is a frozen peach drink from Cheesecake Factory. That death row, last drink ever get. That's what I want. Sponsor us, Cheesecake Factory. You're not operating right now because of the quarantine, but sponsor us.
They do delivery or pickup.
Do
orders.
they really?
Yeah, I've been debating on doing a pickup order.
Let's tomorrow.
We can go
all
split
get
skis
together.
on it.
We'll go get some Cheesecake Factory.
So my death row drink, it would all depend. If I get like a bottle of a drink, like if it's like okay, like one like single cup, or is it a bottle?
Anything.
Okay.
Anything.
A bottle of Dom Perignon champagne.
Have you ever had that before?
Yes, so we actually got it as an engagement gift from one of our
You
family friends.
shut up. Are you
she
serious?
sent it to me and Mark, and yeah, so we had the bottle of Dom Perignon.
I've never had it.
It was incredible. Worth. I mean, I don't want to say worth every penny because, like, I would probably never spend that money on a champagne.
How much is a bottle of that?
About $300.
That's okay. So that's actually not terrible.
So I also had some in Vegas. I went to Vegas for my 21st birthday, and we were in a club, and we got like a club like bottle service or whatever for the club for free. 'Cause we're a bunch of like girls. We were like a group of 9 girls, so they'll do anything in there for us. So we walk in there, give us like vodka service, and then they bring out this bottle of like glowing Dom Perignon with a sparkler on top with this whole like show, and we had that too. But yeah, I would probably say a bottle of Dom Perignon would be my last
I got a
death row drink.
$20 like
But
less
I also
than $20
no. But I also love like cheap champagne.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
But if it's my
There's
last
a,
thing,
like-
I'm gonna get a $300 bottle.
Yeah,
you know.
I feel that. There's like a red sparkling that I really like. That's like $20. It's called Rosa Regala. It's just
Yeah.
you just pour it in a champagne glass, and it's like a sweet like champagne. It's
I feel
delicious.
like honestly, price point with alcohol, it people
Saying,
will
like,
say it
last
makes a
drink, I was
difference,
just
but like
look at this $5
like
blended drink, please.
No, but like I've obviously had like very nice champagne, but I also like will just drink Andre with like a mimosa. Like I don't have an issue with it. I feel like price point on alcohol is not the biggest deal breaker.
So I probably would do like it was a $5 bottle of Barefoot. No.
Barefoot Pinot Grigio is one of my favorites.
Actually, real good. I would just get a White Claw.
So honestly, I love Barefoot Moscato. It's actually they sell I think the pink or cupcake Moscato.
Oh yeah.
But incredible. I love it. Okay, so on a cruise, have either of you guys done a cruise before?
Yes.
Yeah, when I was like 10.
Okay, so I've never done a cruise before, but did you guys get to go when you were at least 21? And did you get to
Yes.
do the alcohol package?
Yes.
Okay, tell me everything.
So I went.
Spare no details.
We went on a cruise my senior year of college, spring break.
Spring break on a cruise?
Spring break on a cruise.
Wow, you fancy.
It was out of New Orleans. It was awesome. We went to like the Bahamas, and it was wonderful. We stopped in Key West, I think, for our first stop, and then went to the Bahamas for the other 2. But we did the alcohol package, and we actually were curious to see if it was worth it. We tallied our drinks the entire time.
Oh my!
So me and my
How
best
much did
friend,
you make out with? Was it? Did you make? were you pulling a fast one on them?
So, granted, we probably drank more because we had the alcohol package, but so we, I shared a room with my best friend in the entire world, and we had them arranged for mimosas to be delivered to our room every morning.
Every morning, okay.
Every morning, like wake up, they'd be waiting outside for us. We calculated it. We would have spent $1,700 on alcohol.
How much was the package? Do you remember?
I think it was like $80 a day, and it was like a 5-day cruise.
Oh, so if you can afford it in college,
So
then
it
you're
was
doing
probably
okay.
a couple $100.
Oh my
like,
god!
Worth it. Granted, we drank more because of it, but if you look at our pictures, like on this cruise, and we took pictures at dinner, we'd go get a drink before dinner, walk in with another drink. Our waiter had a drink, whatever we ordered the first night, he remembered and had it waiting for us at our
Good
table.
job.
Yeah. So we had the drink we walked in with, the drink waiting for us. Half the times we didn't want the drink. We just ordered it the first night. We just ordered it on the first night. So we had 3 drinks like lined up, and then we'd also do like dessert shots and stuff like that. So granted, we probably drank more because of it, but I would say I would not do, and I've said this, like I will not do a cruise without the drink package. I think it's worth it 100%. there's a lot of rules around it where like now I think everyone in your room has to have it. So like I couldn't like split it with my fiance
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would say it's worth it. Just go for it. It might be a little bit pricey. I know we did Royal Caribbean. It was about $80 a day, I want to say.
Yeah.
But worth it because a lot of time the drinks on there are like a beer is like $8 and like
so you
like
need
a
to
daiquiri
have,
is like $12.
Do you tip too? You still tip.
So the tip it was included with it. So what we did is cruise pro tip here. Your first day, go to the pool bar, find a bartender, tip him amazing on your first couple drinks.
Cruise people work the whole time you're there, pretty much.
And then always to the pool bar because the pool is probably you're going to be during the day.
Yeah.
Then, I'm not even kidding you, the rest of the time, they will see you. He was our mojito king, is what we called him.
Okay.
And we found him, and every single time he came straight to us, forgoed the entire line, just because we tipped him I think $20, like the first
each.
Yes.
Okay, good. So he made like $100 maybe.
Probably 8 girls. He made a good amount of money.
Okay, so a fair amount.
But that was just the
I would
first
take that
round.
right
The
now,
first day, just like take the $20, tip him, and then he's good for the rest of the time. And pro tip there.
That's my pro tip for weddings too. If you're at a wedding with an open bar or just a cash bar, go up there, just take the 20, especially if it's an open bar. Just take the 20 and leave it to them right away. Like, hey, I'm gonna be back. This is for you. Remember me, and then when you go back,
make best friends with the bartender.
Exactly. Whenever they see you, that you're taken care of. I just don't think I know. Here's what would happen with me if I got the alcohol package at a cruise. I would drink insane, ungodly numbers the first day, and then be sick the rest of the trip and never want to drink again.
But that's the thing is you just have to hair of the dog. That's what we did. Mimosas every morning, and then just. Keep going. I mean, you're paying for it, so might as well.
No. I understand that as an intellectual. I just know I wouldn't do it.
I don't know also if I could do it nowadays. Like back in college, 100%. I could drink all day, every day for 5 days straight. Nowadays, I'll probably be feeling a little rough tomorrow. I probably won't drink for another week. Well, we'll see.
That's the thing that would scare me. So first off, I don't do cruises because I've seen Titanic. I've seen the movie. Okay, I know what happens to boats when they're out on the open water.
When they hit glaciers.
Giant icebergs. Okay, I know what happens. But that would be my fear. Going too ham the first day, being completely drunk, hungover, and then you ruin the rest of the cruise. But for me, the cruise is all about the all-you-can-eat. Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of an eater than a drinker.
Oh, yeah.
I could do 20 pounds of shrimp per meal. And I'm fine.
That's a lot of shrimp.
Yeah, okay, that's it's a slight exaggeration. But here's the thing. If I was getting margaritas every 5 minutes, deal, okay? If I was going and doing, you said rum and Coke, I don't think I've ever had a mojito. So
we'll have to go get some mojitos one time.
Maybe what we'll do is have you come back and you could teach us how to make the perfect mojito.
I've never made a mojito before.
We'll test it.
We'll try.
But yeah, so definitely the food for me because I hear on cruises they do all you can eat lobster and shrimp and crab.
You get double entrees.
That's where I'm
on
going.
your dinner. I can't decide between the filet mignon and the lobster tails. Oh, we'll bring you both. Okay, why not?
Twist my arm, why don't
you? And then
ya?
they also have late night food. So one cruise. So you pass the late night food stand on your way back to our room. So we would leave the club that they had and pass the
this
late
club.
night.
So I know you guys can't see.
I did the club in quotes.
So when I think of that, so now I assume that it's some sort of sex club.
No,
it was some club.
It was a club with 10 people in it, and 8 of them were my friends.
Okay, so it's exclusive.
And the DJ had this weird name. No. Oh my gosh.
DJ Khaled.
No. I'm trying to think of his name. My friends would remember, but it was some weird name that he had, and so But we were his best friends because we were the ones running the show there.
Nice. That doesn't surprise me.
It was literally probably 20 people max in this club, and it was a club built for 50 probably people. Oh, wow. So it seemed a little empty. But we would pass the food stand that had pizza and hot dogs. That's all they had for late night food. All night. And so I would go up and say, "Give me a hot dog," and then the whole pizza, and then take it back to my friend.
A club served hot dogs.
No, it wasn't the club itself. It was the food stand outside of the club that we passed on our way to our room. So we would get a hot dog and a whole pizza
to
and then
go.
eat it Like to go eat it outside the pool that we would pass, and then go to our room.
Gotcha. I'm caught up.
Oh yeah, wonderful. I'm a big cruise person.
I love hot dogs. So
and pizza.
And pizza, yeah.
So I just want to clarify on the topic of hot dogs and pizza. Chicago is the hot dog and pizza capital of the world, and if neither of you agree, you're dead to me. Okay,
This is
deep
a
dish
conversation
pizza,
for another
Chicago
time.
style hot dogs. Okay,
Your pizza tastes like lasagna.
how about you shut up, Gabe?
Your
You
pizza is just pizza should be effortless, and I feel like Chicago pizza is not effortless.
Okay, if anything is effortless, it's trash. Okay, trash is effortless.
Yeah, that's
pizza,
what your pizza tastes like, trash.
Okay, no. Okay, all right. You know what? We're gonna do a different episode. Dude Thoughts Pizza.
I'm also a pizza expert. If you
I
do not know, so we will-
if you think that Chicago style pizza.
I think it's great. I just think it's a whole lot of effort to eat.
Okay, gun to your head: Chicago style pizza or New York style pizza?
New York 1,000,000%.
Okay, so you're dead. You got a bullet to
I
the brain.
agree as well.
Okay, so both of you are dead. Bullet to the brain. I'm doing this episode. The rest of
Good
this
luck
episode by
replacing my
myself.
charisma.
Okay, so Leah, anything else? So we just a couple more things. I want to talk about some alcohol for a couple more things. And then we have a question. We have our first ever segment of Send Dudes when we have a question from a fan from New Jersey. But so okay, I want you to give me like. Imagine you're at the Miss America or Mr. America. Do they have a Mr. America?
I think they do
pageant?
actually.
They have Mr. Universe.
Mr.
which is like-
Universe.
but that's like bodybuilding.
Okay, I want you to think of Miss America or Mr. Universe, okay? And you're giving me the last couple of minutes just alcohol. I want you to give me like 30 to 45 seconds of everything we need to know about alcohol in general. Because you're the professional. You're the expert. I don't know anything. I just drink it.
That's a lot of pressure that you did not give her before. Of
No, I
information
know,
you didn't give her
but
about
we're
her.
all
I'm about to say,
we're all
"Ooh,
pretty
thanks for the
intoxicated.
warning."
So
So, best advice I've ever had. So, one sentence. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. So this actually has some science with it. So they say beer before liquor, never been sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. So that means you're drinking beer before you drink actual liquor, you're going to be sick.
can you explain the science behind
Yes,
that?
I'm going to.
Okay, incredible.
So
You're an angel.
so the science behind it. So when you're drinking a beer, you're usually drinking beer faster than you would a vodka, cranberry, vodka soda, whatever liquor or drink you're going to drink. So if you're drinking a beer, then you switch to liquor, your mind wants to drink, because after a couple beers, you're probably a little, feeling pretty good. So you're going to drink the liquor drink as fast as you would that beer. So it's going to hit you faster because the alcohol content is more than a beer.
Okay.
If you drink
okay.
liquor before beer, so if you're drinking a vodka soda straight off the bat, you're going to be like, okay, like you're going to sip it, you're good, and then you're going to drink the beer at that same pace. It all has to do with pace. So if you drink a beer and then liquor, which I've done before and I have not gotten sick, if you just have to be in that mindset of slow down, drink it slower, because you are not just drinking beer, you're drinking liquor. So I would say that's my just general statement about drinking and alcohol is, if you're going to drink beer than liquor, which I've done before, just make sure you're in the mindset of drinking it slower. If you're going to do liquor than beer, you do you. Drink the liquor, drink it slow, because you're going to start off with it, then switch to beer, which is usually what I do. I get off the bat. Then once I start feeling good, I switch to something somewhere like lower, like a White Claw or a seltzer or a beer. So, yeah, I guess that's my little final thought there.
I love it. And I think we can all agree on, if you are going to be drinking, obviously know your limits,
Yes.
first off.
Know your limits. Mm-hmm.
To all the ladies out there, please stay safe.
Stay with your friends. I've seen way too
Yeah.
many girls in the bathrooms by themselves, completely blackout drunk, and it's like, where are your friends? Just make sure you go out with a good group
Stay
of
together.
people. Stay with your
Yeah.
friends. Yes.
Never drink and drive.
Never.
If you're
Uber
gonna
is
be-
way too easy to get.
Yeah.
Uber, Lyft is way too easy to do nowadays. So
Oh yeah, and if you're going to a place where you think you might be drinking, hand your keys over to someone else, okay? Because they're not going to take your car, because obviously by that point they're too drunk. They don't even know what car you drive. They're never going to find it. But the main thing with alcohol is drink responsibly. Number one. Number two, stay together. And number three, when you are drinking, make sure that you're enjoying it.
And if you are like the sober person in a group, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. If you see someone that's too drunk and has their keys in their hand, don't be, oh, it's uncool to like stop them from driving. Like, no, it's cool to, stop them from driving. Definitely just stand up for yourself.
Do you guys remember that? Was it a Bud Light commercial where the dog was just laying there? I think it was a Super Bowl commercial, either last year or the year before. And the dog was just laying there. The guy went out. The dog was laying right by the door, and it was a beautiful yellow lab or a golden retriever. And like a day went by, and the guy didn't come home, and the dog ended up like it was whining and it was crying. It was making those sad noises, and the guy finally came home the next day, and he was like, "Oh, you think that I was gonna drink and drive? Oh, no way!" Or like, "I would never not come home to you," or something. Those kind of things. If you drink and drive, you're putting not just your life at stake, but you're putting other lives at stake. And especially those of you who are people in fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, dog owners, you got to come home to your family. So drink responsibly, be safe, use the buddy system for those girls out there, even those guys. Just be safe.
Be safe. Everybody be safe. One of my favorite baseball players of all time. If he had a drop of alcohol, he wouldn't drive.
Who was that?
Derek Jeter.
Really?
Slept with many women, but never drove drunk.
Look, you know what? Priorities.
But hey, man, you want to send me some dudes?
Look, we got our first. We announced this last episode, and it's a brand new segment called Send Dudes.
Yeah, we're going to send dudes.
Which
sounds like send nudes, you get it?
Yeah, but for anyone who is thinking, don't send us nudes, send us dudes.
If you... No, I'm just kidding.
So we have a question, and Leah, I would love your input on this too as well, but we have a question from Rachel in New Brunswick, New Jersey. What has been your most influential job to date?
This podcast. No, I'm kidding.
But really, what has been your most influential job to date? Rachel, that's a great question. Thank you for sending that in. We appreciate that. Gabe, what do you think? What's the most influential job?
My job that I am currently furloughed through, but my job through the company I have now is the job that I've progressed through the quickest. And I've progressed through all my jobs pretty quickly, but this one in particular has been really quickly. And it's a giant company, as some of you know. And so I would say my most current job with the company I have now. I'm currently supervisor training. At least I was. I was like a week to be done, and then Corona hit. And this job it definitely feels, you just feel like you're supposed to be somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
It just definitely has that vibe to it. And so I would say this job for sure has kind of increased my confidence as far as like my just like intelligence and like skill set to be like a leader or someone in charge. It's definitely increased my confidence to that level. I always have done that before because I've owned a business and like I've been a manager before, but just because of the rate of which I got there and the size of the company has given me just a newfound confidence I don't know if I could have had before. What about you, Carmen, after that yawn?
So, yeah, sorry, the alcohol is making me a little bit sleepy. I was actually a general merchandise manager for DePaul University in Chicago, in Lincoln Park. And fun story, I'm not a college guy. I've never been to college. My wife, genius. She's so smart. She's so book smart. One of my many inspirations. And she just randomly, we were talking about school, and I was probably dating her 2 years or so at this time. And I decided I was going to take a class, and it was an organizational behavior class. I sat all the way in the back. I sat next to this older woman named Dana. And one day after class, she's like, "Hey, my husband's looking for a manager for his company. Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll go in and interview and I'll apply." And it turned out to be a merchandise manager for the University of DePaul University. And I was very lucky. I was able to design all of the merchandise, anything that wasn't a book. If it was a book in the store, I didn't touch it. But anything that wasn't a book, apparel, not textbooks, school supplies, things like that. Anything that had a DePaul logo on it, I was able to design it, merchandise it, purchase it, display it in the store. And it was something that has definitely opened a number of doors to me. And it was the first ever 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job that I had. And it was awesome. It taught me a lot. I made some really great friendships. Still very in touch with a lot of people that I used to work there, and incredible. But it opened a lot of doors to me because a lot of people like that merchandise experience on there. So that's, I think, what I would say for mine. Leah, what about you? What's been your most influential, impactful job to this point of your career?
So I would say after college, I did an internship at a company, and I worked front desk at a hotel with that company. And that job just taught me a lot of like patience and how to deal with people, because when people are on vacation in one of the biggest vacation destinations in the world, they have vacation brain, is what we like to call it. And you just learn how to, just deal with people, and you're going to deal with people no matter what job you have. There's no job where you're not going to, even if you're like working with computers all day, you're going to deal with people in some, format. So just learning how to, listen to people who are upset and are, and, just like have this idea where, everything should be perfect and everything should be wonderful. Like, and how to fix, their vacation and stuff. So I feel like that job just gave me a lot of people skills and a lot of just like patience and everything, where I've taken on to, careers that are kind of completely on the other side of the world with that idea. So it's something I've, taken through every job I've had. So definitely grateful for it.
I love it. So last thoughts, Leah and Gabe, I want to get your guys' opinion. We're gonna sign off here, right? And we're gonna leave these people with a whole episode of randomness to figure out, and it's gonna be alcohol related, and it's gonna be career related. It's just gonna be, and we have snakes and wasps. It's a hodgepodge of stuff. Why don't you give us just a couple last thoughts of things that you want to leave people with for this episode, because this is the longest episode we've ever done. It's our first ever episode of being intoxicated. Probably not the last. I would assume I would go so far as to venture not the last one to be intoxicated on. But what are some things alcohol wise that you want to leave with our fans out there?
Yeah, I would say just, have a good time, but also be smart. I mean, there's, know your limit. If you don't know your limit, I know this is kind of bad, but find your limit. Know how much you can drink to where you cannot, you want to get to that point where like, where you need to cut yourself off. Because a lot of it is just self-responsibility when you're drinking.
Would you say to do that, like if you're going to learn your limit, would you say do that by yourself or do that
do that in a safe space? I would say
maybe
definitely with
friends.
Go over to a friend's house, figure it out with friends. I wouldn't say by yourself. I would say definitely with friends, so that they can also, monitor yourself. But just, alcohol can, be fun, but it can also, be dangerous. So just, know what you can handle as a person, and, just be safe with it.
Awesome. Gabe, any last thoughts that you want to have?
No, she pretty much covered it. Just be safe. Especially, now everybody's drinking at home. At least you should be. But hopefully, yeah.
I don't think there's any bars that are open now.
No, you can order, like, I ordered a bottle of wine from someplace the other day, and didn't end up getting it, but they were.
Did you get a refund?
I didn't buy it. No. It's whole story that but like, yeah.
It's this story. Okay,
yeah, it's that story. So I didn't end up getting it. Everything's fine. I'm fine. But yeah, just
I'm fine.
I don't want to talk about it. I will say, just be safe. When everything's back to normal, I know, like, I'm someone who knows my limit. However, even when I'm past my limit, I'll say, I'm not even drunk. Like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I'm not drunk. And so just make sure if you are drinking, drink with people you trust. Is a big thing.
I also want to add one last thing. When this whole, quarantine is over, go out and support your local bars. A lot of these people,
That's
this is their livelihood. This is, their business. So I like to drink at home personally, but, after this quarantine, I'm going to go out and support my local bars that, have been closed or haven't made much revenue during this time, just to, support their business. So
Now,
definitely
that's-
go out there and support the bars.
I love
Safely.
that. Yes, safely.
Safely.
Do you have any? So we all live in Central Florida, like right outside of Orlando. Do you have any small bars or local bars that you want to, maybe one or two that you just want to shout out, maybe even just one that you want to shout out, or a brewery or anything like that that you think has
yeah.
really good beer or alcohol to share?
I'm a big fan of in Winter Garden, in downtown Winter Garden. It's actually a Mexican restaurant, but they have a rooftop bar. The whole enchilada.
I love whole enchilada.
So they have a rooftop
incredible.
bar, one of my favorite margaritas. And so definitely go out and support, anything in downtown Winter Garden I love. I love to do whole enchilada, drink a couple margaritas there, then go to Crooked Can, have a beer.
Oh, Crooked Can is the best.
Yeah, and my fiance luckily does not drink like liquor. He's a beer guy, so he'll have, beers and be able to drive back. And then he drives and I'm safe and we all have a good time. So definitely check out downtown Winter Garden, downtown anywhere in Florida. It's just awesome.
I love it. Well, the last thing that I just want to end with is to kind of echo both Leah and Gabe's sentiments. It's be safe, support local, and when you're going out and drinking, know your limits. And I know from experience, the first time I ever got really drunk was in a friend's basement. And that's something that. And I was of age. I did not drive. I stayed the night. Find a friend with a house that that you can feel safe staying the night, with friends that you feel safe around. But the biggest thing is when you're drinking, make sure that the buck stops with you. You don't want your drinking, your intoxication to affect anyone else. So we have been very responsible. Gabe obviously is staying the night here because he's our roommate. And Leah and Mark has been a pillar of responsibility. He's not drank more than he's able to. And Leah, I know, will be very safe getting home. But thank you, Leah, for being on the show.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Happy to do it whenever.
And
Always
we look
drink.
forward. Yeah, of course. We look forward to bringing you back and getting a couple more.
Yeah, we appreciate it. This is definitely a part one.
Oh yeah. Oh, for
This
sure.
was fun. If you guys liked this, let us know.
Oh yeah,
because
please share us.
I'm sure. I feel like I was just the most regular, other than peeing on air. But-
share us on Facebook, Instagram. Give us a 5-star review.
Yeah,
on
leave
iTunes.
a review. It helps out more than you know. Next episode on Thursday, we'll be doing a fun little quiz. Live on air.
We're gonna just tackle BuzzFeed quiz.
Yeah, we're gonna do a BuzzFeed quiz. I think we're gonna see whether or not Carmen and I could be a millionaire. I found a fun quiz for us. It's who wants to be a millionaire quiz. It's 15 questions, and I think we're gonna see. I would love to. Would you like to be a millionaire, Carmen?
I would love to be a millionaire.
I think that's gonna be Thursday's episode. So stay tuned for that because it's gonna be a fun time. But definitely, please leave a review if you can. It does help out more than you guys know.
I love it, Leah. Thank you so much for being on here, and you
Thanks
have an
again,
awesome
guys.
night. And Gabe, what is it? If you got a dream, what do we do?
Go and chase it.
I love it.
I was gonna burp, but I couldn't.
We'll see you guys next time.